In this video, we're going to go over an example how to solve quadratic inequalities. This question reads x squared plus 2x is greater than 15. We have a quadratic inequality. To solve it, we need to get a 0 on one side, and then we can look at where is this quadratic positive or negative. So in this case, in order to get 0 on, let's say, on the right-hand side, we need to subtract 15 from both sides. If we do it to both sides, we're not changing the inequality. If it's possible, factor the quadratic. If not, we would use the quadratic formula. Here, let's see if we can factor it. We are looking at two numbers that multiply to give us negative 15, and if we add them, they would give us positive 2. Two such numbers would have to be positive 5 and negative 3. Here we would have to have x and x, because if we multiply, we'll get x squared, plus 5 and minus 3 will give us negative 15, and minus 3x plus 5x will give us 2x. In order for us to find the solution, which will be intervals, to find the endpoints of those intervals, so to find endpoints, we would have to solve x plus 5 times x minus 3 if it's equal to 0, because that's where we will have a change in the sign. So either x plus 5 is equal to 0 or x minus 3 is equal to 0. Solving each one of those, we'll have x equals negative 5 or x equals 3. The next thing we can do is to put these endpoints on the number line. Let's say negative 5 is somewhere here, and let's put 3 over here. Because our inequality did not contain the equal sign, we're going to have open intervals. We can indicate that with an open circle. If it did contain equal sign, we would put a solid circle instead. Now let's test each interval to see where our solution would be. I would write factors on the side to make it easier for us to test each interval. Let's pick a point anywhere in the first interval, anything less than negative 5. So let's say x equals negative 10. I can substitute negative 10 into each of those factors to see if it's positive or negative. Negative 10 plus 5 is negative. Negative 10 minus 3 is also negative. Then, because our expression on the left side was multiplication of those two factors, we can see what overall we're going to get. If we multiply a negative with a negative, we're going to get a positive. For the next interval, let's pick something between negative 5 and 3. Let's say 0. X equals 0. If we substitute in the first factor, we get 0 plus 5 is positive. In the next factor, 0 minus 3, that's negative. And again, multiplying those two factors together, positive times negative is negative. Next, something greater than 3, let's say x is equal to 4. 4 plus 5 is positive, and 4 minus 3 is also positive. So overall, it's positive. So if we look back at our inequality, notice we wanted it to be greater than 0. So we want it to be where it's positive. And we can see that it is positive in two places, where x is less than negative 5, all of this, or greater than 3. Now we're ready to write the solution. So we can write the solution in two ways. We can say that x is less than negative 5, or x is more than 3. In the interval notation, this would look as follows. Open bracket from negative infinity to negative 5. And we still have to use the round bracket because negative 5 is not included, since there was no equal sign in our inequality. Or, using union symbol, again open bracket from 3, because 3 is not included, to infinity. And that completes our example.